One of my yoga students lost 11 kgs in 1 month. But that's not the crazy part. His vitamin D was 4, dangerously low. Now it's 88, 22 times increase. He had a fracture in his right shoulder, serious enough for surgery. That fracture also healed in just 1 month. His own doctor, who is probably overweight himself, asked him for tips. For 2 years before this, he did everything you are told to do. Calorie deficit, calories in, calories out, 10,000 steps a day, every single day, and he could not lose the weight. Because calorie deficit is a superficial way of looking at food. Your body is not a calculator. It's perhaps like a chemistry lab. Here is what actually happens on first principles. When you eat high carb, your blood glucose spikes fast. Insulin spikes with it. Insulin's job is to push that glucose into your cells. But because the spike is so fast and so high, your cells cannot use all that energy in time. So where does the rest go? Straight into the fat storage. Now let's flip it. When you eat high fat, low carb, the insulin response is flat. Slow, steady. Your body gets energy over hours, not minutes. You don't feel hungry, you naturally eat less. Not because of willpower, because your hormones stopped screaming for food. And here is something nobody tells you. High protein is not the answer either. Excess protein that your body cannot use gets converted to glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. You are back on the insulin roller coaster without even knowing it. The formula is simple: high fat, high fiber, vegetables, greens, moderate protein, very low carb in order. The order of food is very important. Fat, fiber first, then protein, then carb. That's it. Having ghee, nuts, seeds, empty stomach is more effective for both absorption and fat loss. Now coming to the vitamin D story. Getting sunlight, still at 4. Why? Because vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. If your fat metabolism is broken, you are not absorbing it. The moment his body started burning fat as primary fuel, the same supplements he was already taking actually absorbed. 4 to 88. Same supplements, different metabolic state. And when vitamin D levels rise, calcium absorption improves. That is likely why his fracture healed in a timeline that shocked his doctors. Right now, as I speak, his body is running on ghee, MCT oil, and palak or moringa soup. That's it. He goes to college every day, does all his activity, very energetic, clear-headed, no brain fog, no crash. This is what happens when your body switches from glucose to ketones as primary fuel. Ketones are cleaner fuel, more sustained energy, better focus. And on top of this, he practices Nadi Shuddhi and Om chanting 3 times a day. And these practices regulates autonomic nervous system, brings the body out of chronic stress mode. When cortisol drops, hormonal sensitivity improves. Hormonal sensitivity improves, everything works better. Research has been there for decades. It was just not marketed. Because there is no money in telling someone to eat ghee and do pranayam. There is money in calorie counting apps. If you want support in your journey, DM me. Namaskaram.